And despite the Prime Minister's tough talk, it's emerged today that Britain took back 50 illegal migrants from Ireland when the Irish police and UK immigration enforcement team stopped buses travelling from Belfast and Dublin in October last year and then again in February. Right, so that was just months before Rishi Sunak refused to accept the return of asylum seekers from Ireland after the EU country complained that migrants were flooding into the country to avoid the Rwanda deportations.
Can confirm that the United Kingdom has no legal obligation to accept returns of illegal migrants from Ireland. Now, it's no surprise that our robust approach to illegal migration is providing a deterrent, but the answer is not sending police to villages in Donegal.
Yeah, all right, why did you do it then? Well, a Home Office spokesperson said these people were stopped on their journey into Ireland. The UK and Ireland are both able to stop people entering their respective countries if they believe the traveller is abusing the common travel area, as happened in this case. As the Prime Minister said, we have no plans for a returns agreement with Ireland for asylum seekers. I'm joined now by Reform UK MP Lee Anderson. Lee, would you take migrants back from Ireland?
Absolutely not, Patrick. I mean, this is another example of a weak government who's is not prepared to sort out the illegal migration crisis. You know, we've got thousands coming over the channel every single week now from France. It's going to get worse and worse. We have a Prime Minister and a government saying that, you know, we will not accept returns from Ireland. We're already doing that. This is spineless, this is weak, and this is going against the will of the British people, Patrick.
But Lee, I mean, the government's chief migration advisor has said that actually Rishi Sunak has a fighting chance of reducing migration to below 250,000 by the next election. So I suppose, as far as Rishi Sunak's concerned, you know, what's 50 illegal migrants from Ireland?
Well, listen, I mean, the public are absolutely fed up, Patrick, of hearing this nonsense on an almost daily basis. You know, we've got net migration, we've got legal migration going through the roof. We've got illegal migration now 40% up on what it was last year. You know, we hear the government piping on all the time that we're going to reduce the amount of crossing over the channel. It's actually going up, Patrick. You know, it's no deterrent whatsoever. You know, I think they've run out of ideas. And like I said, Patrick, from time and time again, I get fed up to the back teeth of hearing my own voice on this. The British public are fed up with this. Our first duty as a nation should be to protect our borders, and we cannot against these pathetic, evil people smugglers.
I mean, they are doing some stuff, though, like, for example, banning the foreign students from bringing their family members over to the UK. That does appear to be working. And I suppose it does appear, Lee, that the Prime Minister does have a plan.
Well, it does, Pat. I mean, that is working, and that will work, and that will bring legal net migration down. We know that. But, you know, the Prime Minister and the government, Patrick, have had their hand forced on this. You know that, and GB News viewers know that. Absolutely know, 100%. Over the past few years, the government's turned a blind eye to legal migration. It's only through the pressure to the backbenchers, to the right of the party, this problem now is being sorted.
Absolutely. And I think the idea as well of seeing, you know, us stood next to the Irish Home Secretary, whatever he was, and we were grandstanding saying we're not going to do any deals with you, and it turns out we'd actually, well, we'd just let him in anyway. But anyway, look, shocking new data from the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, Lee, has found that 1 in 5 young Brits doesn't know the significance of D-Day ahead of the 80th anniversary of the Normandy landings next month. So GB News' reporter Jeff Moody did actually go out to Barnstaple today. He found a couple of Gen Zers, and they are, well, they're just really ignorant.
I should know this, I'm a history student, but no, I don't. I don't really know. I know what it is a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's when you celebrate all the war stuff.
I know it's very important. I remember that much about it. But is it something to do with the war? Or...
Yeah, all right, Lee. What do you make of those responses then? And what should we do about it as well, people not knowing enough about D-Day?
Well, look, listen, Patrick, don't blame the Gen Zers on this. This is, you know, when I was at school, we had a link, if you like, to our past, our history of the Second World War. You know, some of our teachers actually fought in the Second World War. You know, my grandparents, my granddad, he'd been across North Africa and Italy. So we had that as a generation. We had that direct link to our past. And you know what? I think the schools have got to take some responsibility on this, Patrick. Our head teachers, our teachers, they should be getting veterans into school, our armed forces into school to teach our young people. Some of these schools, Patrick, by the way, they're more interested in dragging drag queens into school, dressed in ridiculous outfits and blonde wigs to read our kids silly stories, rather than get some
I
real
think
people.
some of our schools, Lee, would be more inclined to get a Palestinian freedom fighter in, wouldn't they, than someone who's actually, you know, fought in the war or was a Falklands hero. I mean, that's where we're at, I think.
Well, the Lord Patrick, absolutely right. So, you know, don't blame our young people in this country. They will only learn what they're taught, and it's incumbent on our teachers and society as a whole to make sure that our young people learn our history, especially from an important, you know, from the Second World War.
Yeah, absolutely, Lee. I couldn't agree more. Look, thank you very much, mate. Take care, and I will see you again very, very soon. That's Lee Anderson there. Look.